Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. We are giving away some cash again today on back-to-back days because we did have, the best bets that I gave you in the video did hit. I added a play in the pinned comment. That one did not hit, but because of the rules that I told you, I just said everyone was entered if they left any comment. So we are going to give out some money today. And then I do have 4 bets for you today, but they're all altered line plays, and I'll talk about the reasons why. So we're probably not going to be giving away any cash on today's video for tomorrow. But if I do end up adding 2 best bets, then I will let anyone, from the comment area in on that. So go ahead and leave a comment anyways on this video. And if we end up having 2 best bets and they hit, then there will be a cash giveaway. So let's jump into that cash giveaway and then the recap. So let's go ahead and spin this wheel. And there's a lot of people on the wheel here. I'm thinking once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to start giving away 2 cash giveaways, like 2 people can be winners. So I can either increase the cash or I can have more winners. And I like the more winners idea. How about this? Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you rather have a higher cash prize or would you rather have more winners of the cash prize? All right, looks like we have Vela at Vela17. She commented, I like Burton over 1.5 threes. I also like her over 4.5 rebounds at plus money. And she did have 5. So that one hit. Good call on that, Vela17. I cannot remember if you have won before. So I will reach out to you. I'll take a look and see if you have. And if you have, I'll just send you the money. If you haven't, please reach out to me on Instagram or on X or through email at elixirmixersllc@gmail.com, and I will get you paid. Jumping into the recap, we had Veronica Burton over 1.5 3-pointers. She did only have 2, but she got them in the first quarter. So she didn't make a sweat for that at all, which was really nice of her. I really appreciate that. And then Shakira Austin under 13.5 points. She only had 6. She had a terrible game. The Mystics obviously just in general had a terrible game. So that worked out for us. And then Brianna Stewart over 22.5 points rebounds. She had 20. So she was very, very close. And the Liberty just fell apart at the end of that game. So I don't know, she easily could have gotten us there. So I am a little bit frustrated about that. And then the alt line plays here, NECA over 14.5 points. She got 20, so we could have just bet her over her regular 17.5 point line. And then I did pretty well on the money lines. I won all the favorites, lost the underdog money line. I did terrible on the spreads, and I did pretty good on the totals, which I'm actually finding out I think I'm bad at totals. But that's one of the reasons why I'm tracking this, so that I can see what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, what adjustments need to be made. So remember, I am not betting the money lines, the spreads, or the totals. If I do, because I'm out of town and I can bet on it, I will let you know that I'm betting on it. Otherwise, I'm not betting on it. We only have 2 games for Sunday, starting with the Mystics at the Sparks. Obviously, the Mystics just played, so that will be a back-to-back for them. And the Sparks played the other night at home as well, so they've had a good time at home. I found out today, when I was making this video, that the site I was using for the against the spread stats was wrong, because I saw the one that they had for the Valkyries today, and I knew it wasn't right. So I went and added things up manually, and it was wrong. So that's frustrating. I'm going to probably just have to add them up manually to figure this out. If you know of a good place where I can get the spreads correctly, let me know in the comments. So the Mystics are 9-10 against the spread in away games. The Sparks are 5-12 against the spread at home. The Sparks are obviously making a playoff push. The Mystics are trying to, but I never really consider them in that playoff push. I don't think they consider themselves as part of that playoff push. So I do think the Sparks need this game, so I'm taking them on the money line. I will take them on the spread as well, and I will go over the total 171.5 just because I think the Sparks by themselves might put up 90 to 100. And then we're only asking the Mystics to get to about 70. So I think they can do that against this soft Sparks team. But I could also see it going under. I would never put my money on this in real life. And then the next game here is the Fever at the Valkyries. Obviously, the Valkyrie just played at home, so this will be a back-to-back for them. The Fever are 9-10 against the spread away. The Valkyries are 12-5 against the spread at home. That includes today's game. The leans here, the Fever money line is what I'm taking here. The Valkyries have swept the Fever in the last couple of matchups. So the Fever have never beat the Valkyries this season. I think it's time. And the Fever and the Valkyries are both fighting for, higher seed, and the Valkyries are fighting to even be in the playoffs because they're going to come up against the Sparks here. And the Fever could easily fall out of the playoffs if they dropped a couple games here. And they're playing the Lynx, I think, one more time coming up. So I'm taking the Fever money line. They need to win this game. We'll take the Fever on the spread -1.5, and then we'll take the over 157.5. If someone's going to beat the Valkyrie at home, it's going to be because they have a good game. So it's going to go over the total if that happens. Jumping into the plays I have for you today. So I don't like a lot of the plays on the board. They seem very risky to me. So I thought about just sitting today out. Instead, I'm just going to put 4 goblins together and then see what happens with that. So we can get about 3x for that, maybe a little bit, more or so. So these are the ones I'm considering. Sonia Citron over 11.5 points. This is not out yet, so I'm assuming this will come out and be available. She just missed it today. So other than that, she's been over 8 of the last 8 games, not counting today, without Brittany Sykes on the court. She did have 24 points in a head-to-head against the Sparks without Brittany Sykes, but that was a home game. So she had 7 and 8 in the 2 games that she did play with Brittany Sykes. So I could see her getting around 10 and barely hooking this, but more likely than not, she'll end up with 12 to 15 points, in my opinion. Next, we have Natasha Howard over 7.5 points. This is probably the riskiest one, but she is over in 80% of away games without Caitlin Clark. She had 13 in an away head-to-head game with Caitlin Clark and 4 in a home game with Caitlin Clark as well. So this is an away game. Natasha Howard does usually get a little bit more usage away, but she does rely on assists quite often. She usually will cut to the basket and get an assist from Kelsey Mitchell or Aaliyah Boston. So that means they need to be assisting to her if that's going to happen. She also shoots some shots from the mid-range sometimes, and she's usually pretty successful at that. Next, we have her teammate Kelsey Mitchell over 2.5 assists. If we think Natasha Howard's going to go over her points line, then someone's going to need to be passing her the ball. So I'm going to take Kelsey Mitchell. She's already over in 68% of away games without Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin had 6 and 9 assists in her 2 head-to-heads against the Valkyrie when she was playing. Obviously, Kelsey Mitchell is not Caitlin Clark, but she has taken over that facilitating role. And even though she's not as successful at it, I think she can get us at least 3. And then the last one here is Kiki Iriafen over 9.5 points. She hooked this today with 9, but she was over in 8 of 9 away games without Brittany Sykes. So, and the Sparks are a soft matchup, so I think she should easily be able to get this here. I think the other route you could go is see what kind of value you can get on a double-double for Kiki Iriafen, because I do think she can get 10 points. I'm not so sure on the rebounds, but I think she's going to be fighting for them. So if you can get some good plus money on a double-double, I might take a shot on that. In fact, I think I'm talking myself into it right now. I don't know, the odds would definitely have to be plus money, but I don't know how much I would need to take it. So let's do the review here really quick. Sonia Citron over 11.5 points. That line is not out yet, but I'm expecting it to be out at that level. Natasha Howard over 7.5 points. Kelsey Mitchell over 2.5 assists. Kiki Iriafen over 9.5 points. Since these 2 games are played tomorrow night, I will be looking at the props tomorrow morning. And if I see any best bets that I need to add, I will throw those in. But as of right now, we're just doing these 4 alt line plays, and that will be it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a little comment for me. Let me know if you prefer the cash prize increasing when we get to 1,000 subscribers, or if you'd rather have 2 winners and it would stay $10 and we'd have 2 winners. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Thanks. Bye.